And the man's done nothing but cause me trouble since we've been divorced. He does all kinds of crazy stuff.
Okay.
And I deserve more money with all this harassment. Plus, I want a restraining order against him. This has to stop. My nerves are on edge.
This courtroom drama is wild and downright unbelievable. We've got an ex-wife who just can't let go. Now that her ex-husband is earning more money post-divorce, she's convinced she deserves a bigger cut. But don't worry, Judge. Vaughn isn't buying the greed. She cuts through the noise with some hard-hitting reality checks and puts things back in perspective. If you're here for the jaw-dropping courtroom moments, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and let's dive straight in.
Listen,
Yes.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, I'm divorced from the person that didn't show up.
I see that.
Yes, and I'm here to ask the court for more spousal support. I've went part-time on my job. I'm no longer working full-time. I've lost money. But I think $100 a week extra for spousal support would be fair with all the, the headaches he's given me and everything like that.
You think it'll be fair?
Yes, I've left him alone. I don't go around him. It's him doing the harassing.
Okay. How long ago did you all get divorced?
It's been almost 2 years now.
Okay.
He just won't let go.
What is he doing to harass you?
Like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, drives around the house blowing his horn at all hours of the morning. He comes down to my work unannounced, goes right into where I'm working at and wants to argue with me in front of coworkers. I mean, I could be fired for that. I mean, it's
Have you
totally
ever
ridiculous.
tried to call the police on him?
Well, by the time they get there, he's gone.
Okay.
Yeah, they've never caught him actually doing anything.
Okay.
He knows not to get caught, but I need a restraining order. That's the only thing that's really going to, I think, keep him away from me.
Okay.
And he found
well,
out
I
about,
don't do restraining orders in this court. You can go to another court and definitely request a restraining order, and I believe that's something you can do at your local police department too.
Okay, well, thank you. I didn't know that.
Yes, ma'am. That is definitely that. Now, I can, if you qualify, obviously, for an increase in spousal maintenance, that is something that I can entertain. So let's talk about that. You said you believe $100, an extra $100 a week is fair.
Yes.
Why do you believe that's fair?
Well, like I said, my wages have went down. I'm only working part-time now. We're doing layoffs and things like that. So
You said your wages.
Yeah, my wages
Okay.
are going down, and his are going up because he still gets those 2 raises every year. He's been with that company forever. And he makes good money. I don't make half of what he's making. And it's been really tough. I raised his children. I entertained his friends. I kept the house clean. I did everything that a good wife does. I think I deserve that extra $100 a week, and he can certainly afford it.
What does he do for a living?
He's a CEO for an oil company.
Okay.
Yeah. Makes really good money, bonuses and all that stuff. I mean, he's just raking it in.
How much is your spousal maintenance right now?
The spousal maintenance, it's about $325 a week maybe.
Okay.
He doesn't pay on time either. It's not always on time. So he is late on that. I think that should be a penalty right there. He shouldn't be late.
Okay. What type of expenses do you have?
Well, I have rent. I'm still making the payments on the house. We before we got divorced, we had it redecorated, carpet paneling on the outside. I mean, siding on the outside. All kinds of different things were added to it, and I'm making the payments on that still. I still got another 5 years for all those payments to be paid off, and then I got food. My car's paid off, but gasoline's expensive. The upkeep of the car, things like that, electric bills, water, everything like that. Not to mention entertainment. I mean, you can't expect me to sit around the house and watch TV all the time. I mean, I go out from time to time,
All right, let's break this down. She's in court claiming she deserves more money. Why? Because her ex showed up at her job and caused a scene. Really? That's not financial hardship. That's a messy breakup, not a paycheck. Since when do toxic relationships come with a bonus? But wait, it gets better. Now, in addition to a restraining order, she's asking for an extra $100 a week because her wages supposedly dropped. So let me get this straight. Her ex acts out, and somehow it's someone else's responsibility to foot the bill. That's an extra $400 a month. For what, exactly? Emotional inconvenience. Here's the real kicker. When the judge asks her how she's spending the $325 a week she's already receiving, Does she mention groceries, bills, or savings? Nope. She says she puts it toward the house and the rest. I like to go out and enjoy myself. Seriously? So, she's standing there asking for even more money while openly admitting she's spending child support on entertainment. This isn't hardship. It's entitlement, plain and simple. No accountability, no real financial struggle, just another attempt to milk the system. Thankfully, Judge V isn't falling for it. He sees right through the act, and you already know he's not about to let her walk away with another dime without a fight.
Outside of spousal maintenance, were you awarded the home?
Yes, I was awarded the home. And he fought me on that, but I won it.
Okay. So you were awarded the home. You don't have a lot of payments left on it.
No.
So I guess I'm confused as to why you're here, because you haven't said anything that will warrant an increase in your maintenance.
Well, I went down on hours from work. I mean, that's a financial burden.
Well,
And-
so you went down on
my
hours.
boss did. My boss did. I didn't do it. My boss made me take less hours.
Right, but nothing has really changed with a lot of your expenses. You said you don't have a car note. You have a little bit left on your home to pay off. Sounds like you're mainly paying utilities and then a mortgage.
And the insurance for the car. I mean, the insurance is always expensive. Gasoline prices always going up.
Right, but you had those expenses at the time that you were divorced, correct?
Yes.
When you all were divorced, did he have a 401k in existence?
Yeah.
And this is Texas, which is a community property state, so I'm assuming you at least got 50% of that.
Yes, I did, but
Yes,
I don't think
no,
that
ma'am.
should be taken into consideration.
No, ma'am. It was taken into consideration the first time you received spousal maintenance. You can't have me take it into consideration again. That's not fair, and it's definitely not the law.
His 2 raises every year. I don't get raises. My job's a very poor paying job. I'm uneducated. I mean, I'm going to, my age, I'm not going to find much now. I have to stay where I'm at. I feel like I'm trapped in this life.
And Ms. Ellison, I feel like you came here to waste my time, because I cannot give you an increase in spousal maintenance just
$50
because
a
you're
week?
asking for it. No, ma'am.
25?
Even $5. The answer is no. So is there anything else that you needed from me here today? Because I cannot grant you spousal maintenance just because he's made an increase from his wages.
Well,
If that were the standard, then everyone would come in court asking for an increase.
people need increases. I mean,
Well,
women
and
living
you-
on their own, I mean, that's hard.
Let me ask you this question. When you all were divorced and you received half of his 401k, how much was that?
That was a nice piece.
Okay, what's a nice piece? Give me a number.
About $250,000.
Okay, well, you know what? If there's nothing further, your case is dismissed, and so are you.
This case was a joke from the very beginning. Let's be real. She already walked away with the house in the divorce. And not just any house, the one he fought tooth and nail to keep. But she still got it. And it doesn't stop there. She has no car payment, took 50% of his 401k, and scored a $250,000 payout on top of everything else. Yet somehow, she still had the nerve to come back asking for more money. At this point, it's not just unfair, it's peak entitlement. The judge asked her for a valid reason behind her request. She had nothing. No real argument, no financial justification, just complaints about reduced hours at work, as if that's suddenly her ex-husband's problem. She conveniently left out the part where her expenses actually went down after walking away with a huge chunk of cash from the divorce. She tried to play the sympathy card, banking on the fact that her ex now earns more money, but life doesn't work that way, and neither does the law. Judge Vaughn saw right through the nonsense and dismissed the case on the spot. This is the perfect example of modern entitlement. People who think they can put in zero effort, contribute nothing, and still expect someone else to foot the bill forever. It's not just greedy, it's lazy, and the funniest part? The ex-husband didn't even bother showing up. Why? Because he already knew. She had no case. That says It all. If you're into stories that expose the truth behind courtroom drama, make sure to check out the video right here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.